to the first item that we were discussing, which was where that the City Council said that the money can't be spent on anything other than open spaces and parkland preservation. It's interesting when you take a look at the engineer's report, which was actually initiated through the Santa Clarita City Council. Harris and Associates is the engineering firm that came out and did the evaluation on this proposal for Santa Clarita City Council. And in the engineer's report on page 4 and 6, and that report is dated April 23rd, 07, it states the City Council's intent for the use of the money. And nowhere now have I seen in the documents that the Council presents to the voter these things. And so it may sound laborious to you that I'm going through this, but it's enlightening. Case in point, the money that they're talking about that they want to assess you goes into one, improvements, and improvements are identified as acquisition, preservation, improvement, financing, servicing, maintenance of parks and appurtenant equipment, facilities, including but not limited to personnel, electric, energy, utilities, materials, contracting services, debt services, cost, other items necessary for facilities and services. Now, under the maintenance portion, they're going to maintain this, and that's furnishing of services and materials for the ordinary, usual maintenance, operation, preservation, and servicing, including repair, removal, or replacement of all or part of any of the parklands, open space lands, or appurtenant equipment and facilities, providing for the life, growth, health, and beauty of the landscaping, including cultivating, irrigation, trimming, spraying, fertilizing, treating for the disease of injury, removal of trimmings, rubbish, debris, and other solid waste, brush clearing and cleaning, sandblasting, painting of walls and other improvements to remove or cover graffiti, servicing, the furnishing of water for the irrigation, furnishing of electric current or energy, gas, or other illuminating agent for the operation of the parklands, and open space lands, or appurtenant equipment or facilities. So that's a long laundry list of things that are going to have to be paid for out of this supposed $25 special assessment, which in essence is your property tax.
Plus the debt.
That's correct. The interest that's going to be on it. Talking about interest, that takes me then to the third point that we were talking about. I'm not bypassing 2 at this point. We will go back to that. But the third point ties to point number 1. And it says that the city intends to finance a portion of the facilities through the issuance of bonded indebtedness. Now that's in the engineer's report, again, page 4, April 23rd, 07. And it says, quote, the city may advance funds or incur bonded indebtedness if needed to ensure adequate cash flow, and will be reimbursed for such advances or payment or of annual bond debt service upon receipt of assessments. It's interesting that the City Council failed to disclose this critical piece of information in any of their newsletters or the ballot information or the news media. The City Council, I believe, had to be aware of the source of the revenues to cover these costs. And the City Council, when it contracted with Harris and Associates, the engineering firm, had to discuss the parameters and intentions.